Hey everybody, welcome into Siren Records, Monterey. This is Fresh Catch Friday with Cass and Lorain, and Cass is here, and I'm here. And as always, we start with our picks of the week, and this guy starts us off. What do you have?
Okay, this week I have this new album from OOIOO, I think that's how you pronounce it. The album's called Niji Musi. This is their 8th studio album. OOIOO is a Japanese psychedelic space rock sort of band. They've been around since the late 90s. Their front woman, she's also in a very, very good Japanese rock band called Boredoms, one of my favorite Japanese groups. They've also been around for a really long time, so she's a very busy woman in both of these huge bands. But they've been doing this, for a long time, but they still kind of have this really great sound they've kind of maintained throughout all their career. Very krautrock inspired, very space rock inspired. If you like bands like Gong, stuff like that, Can. You'll definitely like this, and if you like all the Japanese experimental rock stuff, like I mentioned, Boredoms, you'll definitely like this. It's really cool. It's not too long either. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I think it's only like 40, 50 minutes, so really cool. It's on Thrill Jockey, one of my favorite labels for experimental rock. $22.95, crystal clear colored vinyl. So pick it up. We only got one copy, so if you want it, come quick.
Ooh. From what I understand, though, this is like they have been around a long time, but this one is different because it's like the traditional rock setup of like 2 guitars, drums, and bass, right? It's
Is it now?
It's a little bit different from, that's kind of just what I had read the blurb about it.
It's definitely, they always have this very, like I said, very spacey sound, but this one definitely was a bit more accessible than their old stuff, because I'm not even a huge fan of their older material, but this one definitely resonated with me.
I love that cover.
So
nice.
Check it out.
My pick for you this week is Dirty Projectors, Sing the Melody. This is on Domino, one of my favorite labels. And this is the next installment of the Domino Document series, and it features Dirty Projectors at the height of their touring powers. And in late fall of 2018, they went to New York City to the prestigious Power Station recording studios. People like Bruce Springsteen, Bowie, and Bob Dylan have all recorded there. Everybody has. They recorded these road-tested, refined live arrangements of songs they'd already been performing on tour and throughout the year. This is great. Listened to it a couple of times already this morning. Good. I just love it.
Really good.
1995, and it also has a digital download. So there you go.
Yeah, I was telling you, I saw them open for Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
I think this is the exact time period this was recorded, and because Dirty Projectors, the main guy was married to, I think, Amber Hoffman. She was in the band too, and once they split, it kind of tore the band apart. So now he had to find new people, but they sound great still. I was pretty impressed. I was worried. I'm sure a lot of hardcore fans are worried how they were going to continue without her. But based on this live recording, they sound just as good as ever. So.
Yeah. Okay, so do you have some other things you wanted to showcase?
Yes. First, quickly mention this Cursive album, Get Fixed. Cursive is a sort of emo, pop-punk-ish sort of band. They've been around for a while as well. I think they're from New England. And this is like something like their 10th, 11th album. They have a lot of albums. They just put one out last year, actually, but they already got another one. And we just listened to it this morning. I'm not too familiar with their back catalog, but I really liked how this sounded. It's kind of like a post-hardcore kind of Weezer, because they definitely have this very experimental, noisy guitar work. Very shrill, loud sort of guitars, but the vocals are very catchy, almost alternative rock influenced. And some of the songs in here really catchy, really great lyrics as well. I thought some pretty funny lyrics as well. So it's pretty cool. I'm digging it. I'm gonna have to check out their older stuff if it sounds like this at all.
Well, I think that their last release was from like 2018, and what was it called, like Voltaire or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. That was the one.
This is actually part of those same sessions that they had at that time and fleshed it out even more for this release. So it kind of is the companion piece to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's kind of like a double album.
Yes.
This is like the second.
In a way, it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Did you say the price on that?
I did not. It is $19.95. We also have a color vinyl variant for $21.95.
Okay, great.
Interested in that?
All right. So what else you got?
Okay, so this pretty exciting. If you're a fan of noise rock, Lightning Bolt's debut live album. Basically, the first thing they've ever released, 1999. It's very noisy. It's pretty wild. If you're familiar with Lightning Bolt, they're a duo from Rhode Island. They've pretty much just been belting out noise rock classics for 20 years now. and they're still at it. And this is the first thing, like I said, they ever put out, so it's very rough, very
really raw, yeah.
lo-fi recording on here. But some of the songs, I think the fourth track really shines through as like, you know, what you would later know to be classic Lightning Bolt sound. And they're kind of an interesting group. It's only a drummer and a bass player, but the bass player, he uses banjo strings on his bass, so he could bend them and play them like a guitar, and it gets a really unique tone. And the drummer also sings as well. He has like a mic in a mask that he wears all the time, so he's always screaming while he's drumming, and they're an insane band. If you've never heard of Lightning Bolt, please check them out. I wouldn't suggest this as a starting point, though. It's pretty chaotic. What I would suggest, though, which I wanted to mention real quick, is their latest album. It came a little late, so I never got to talk about it, but it is one of their best, and it came out 2019, so 20 years after this one, so it's kind of like a bit of an anniversary here. And if you just listen to this new one, they've come such a long way, production-wise, songwriting-wise. Their songs are almost a little more catchy now, and the drummer, vocalist, his vocals aren't just like screaming, noisy stuff. He's kind of doing like good melodies now, kind of like catchy stuff you'll actually remember after hearing. So they've definitely come quite a long way, and it's great that they could put out such a great record so late in their career. And this is also on Thrill Jockey, just like the OOI album.
Wow.
These both are. And this is color vinyl. This is black vinyl.
Do you know what color that is?
It's blue. I actually bought
blue.
it myself.
You didn't say the name. It's Sonic Citadel.
Sonic Citadel.
And yeah, your prices?
Let's see. So the Lightning Bolt one, $23.95, and this one is also $23.95. So check them out. They're a really great band, and if you ever get the chance to see them live, they're insane live.
Okay,
absolutely
cool.
mental.
All right. Well, now for something completely different. This is the Marcus King Band, El Dorado, and this is on the Fantasy label. This is actually Marcus's kind of genre-bending debut solo record. He's always been the Marcus King Band, but this is like a solo effort from him. It was produced by Grammy Award winner Dan Auerbach, who's part of the Black Keys. This is like a real contemporary sonic exploration of classic rock, blues, southern R&B, and country soul. It has very subtle acoustics and pedal steel and kind of really kind of blistering guitar solos. He's got a pretty good singing voice too. Him and Auerbach they'd collaborated on the song called How Long previously. But anyway, for this one, they co-wrote 12 songs of this in only 3 days. Marcus King is already a 23-year-old guitar phenomenon. He's been doing this since he was... Yeah, he's only 23. He's been doing it since he was like 11 years old. His family, like, the grandfather was like a country music guitarist. The father used to perform live. And, he's just... going on in the family way. But anyway, one of the most soulful voices of the generation. You kind of can't believe this guy. He's so authentic, bluesy. The Marcus King Band was always like that real dirty, bluesy stuff, but this has incorporated a lot more slick production, probably due to Auerbach doing it. You know what I mean?
I was digging those keys they had in there.
Yeah, so he's he was on tour with Chris Stapleton, so he's got a little bit of people that are coming to know him now. But this is like, I really recommend this. It's very good. It's on marbled orange vinyl. It's got a digital download. It's $22.95. So if you want something a little more earthy, there you go. And now, okay, Cass is so jealous because I'm talking about this today.
I even opened up my copy. I was so certain I had this one.
No, you did not.
We'll do a dual review.
I guess we are. This is the Pale Saints, The Comforts of Madness. This is the 30th anniversary, and you can get it on the deluxe 2 LP version or the regular 1 LP version. This is 4AD's first album in the 90s. It's receiving long overdue reprisal on the occasion of this 30th anniversary of this. The reissue here includes remastered audio and a bonus disc of rarities, and that includes some John Peel sessions and some studio demos. Yeah, that's what that is, that second one.
Get the deluxe one.
I think you do too. This is Pale Saints. They made kind of less of an impact in the 90s than My Bloody Valentine, but the variety and freshness of this album is like, it makes it like a shoegaze classic. Absolutely. This is on deluxe clear vinyl, 2 LPs. It's $27.95, and the regular black vinyl is $19.95, but it's only the one. You don't get the extra bonus stuff with that. Okay, so go ahead.
All right, well, you couldn't have said it better, honestly. I mean, these guys are one of the most underrated shoegaze bands
Yeah.
out there, I think. And their sophomore album, In Ribbons, is also really great. And yeah, you know, they kind of just got swept under the rug with MBV and Slow Dive and Ride. You know, everyone kind of forgot about Pale Saints, but they're really good. I don't know the male singer's name, but his voice is really cool. One of my favorite shoegaze vocalists. And yeah, great debut.
Didn't Ride record one of the songs on this album at some point? Gosh, what was it? I can't remember, but anyway, I kind of think that sort of got people like thinking about how lyrically great this stuff is too, because it sounds completely different when Ride covers it. This is all very sweet. And, you know, kind of that, what is there, like 3 of them? It's a trio, right? So
yeah.
It's like very, like a pop sound, but then when you really break the lyrics down, there's like a, do they know what they're singing about?
There is some pretty crazy
Yeah.
lyrics. I was just
Yeah.
listening to it earlier. I was like, oh my gosh, some interesting stuff on here. Great cover,
Great record,
too.
yeah.
Beautiful.
So anyway, all right. So those are our picks. And now we're just going to run through, you know, some of the things that are out this week. We can't, gosh, if we did everything and bought everything, we would have nowhere to move. So
It's a pretty good week, actually.
it's a lot of stuff out this week. Not like we just have a reasonable pile here, so don't worry. Okay? All right. First up, there's Algiers, There Is No Year. This is an LP and a bonus 7-inch. This is $20.95.
Excellent.
Okay. Now we have Anti-Flag 2020 Vision. This is on white vinyl, $19.95. Now the interesting thing about Anti-Flag is, you know, they're a punk political, you know, band, and when they were first coming, this is like their 10th record. You know, when they were first coming up, their contemporaries kind of dated themselves because they were all lyrically talking about, oh, I don't know, they were all mad at Reagan and, you know, this, that, but these guys never call out names. They never date themselves. So this stuff is still relevant because, you know, if you think about it, when they were coming up 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2G, we all have kind of the same concerns and same problems about
Pretty
what's
much,
not
yeah.
acceptable, right? So that was kind of a smart move with them. They never dated their work with, like I said, calling out names specifically and things like that.
Yeah. I will say one thing is I know a lot of people are going to be making this 2020 vision joke reference now that it's 2020. I already have seen like a few rappers like put it in songs. Like I think we're going to see that a lot because it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of perfect actually. So check it out.
Okay. All right, next up we got Bombay Bicycle Club, Everything Else Has Gone Wrong. This is on 180 gram, $25.95. Do you know anything about this?
Well, I know they're kind of like an alt rock, kind of alt nation, Sirius XM kind of stuff. We hear them a lot on there.
Well, maybe
if
if we do, I don't kind of recognize it by name, but I mean, I was just like, I've been listening to stuff as fast as I can all morning, and I would just kind of not want to blag my way through it when I don't know what it's about. So
Yeah, I know. We'll have to listen to this today, but let us know if you've heard it.
for now, we have Roy Clark, Greatest Hits, 1995, and this is like a country guy. What did he play, like banjo, and he was on Hee Haw and all that kind of stuff, right?
Oh yeah, there's a banjo in the cover.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay. I guess from what I understand, he's supposed to be very premier, you know, at his banjo and I guess guitar playing, and so, okay.
If you like your old school country.
If you do. All right, Devo, Freedom from Choice reissue on white vinyl, $22.95.
Nice.
I don't think we really need to explain how great Devo is to y'all. I
yeah.
think you already know that, right?
I saw them when they played last year. They did this song, Freedom of Choice, with, I can't remember what his name is, but they have this character where he wears like a little baby mask.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm talking
Okay,
about?
I do.
It says, I can't remember his name, but he sang the whole song with that mask on in this little kid voice. It was pretty crazy ending to this set.
No, from what I understand, they are still just dynamite
They're
live.
so good still. I was so shocked.
And now we've got also New Traditionalists on gray vinyl. This one is also $22.95. Perfect. Okay, now we got Halsey, Manic. This is $19.95. We did listen to this morning too, and you know, Cass really doesn't care for this, but I think for a few songs, you know, I don't mind it. It's okay, but boy, it gets kind of like really repetitive and samey, and something about the register of her voice when it's going on and on and on and on. I did kind of get a little annoyed with it at the end myself. So I don't know, but you know, she's doing her thing. Good for her.
She definitely is.
Okay, Lightning Bolt, you already did that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we have Masamura RYC on red vinyl. This is $24.95, And what's their sophomore album? Or it's a he,
Yeah,
right?
he's like a producer from England, and his debut, I can't remember what it was called. It was huge though. We sold so many copies, so many people I knew were talking about it. Pretty iconic cover where he's kind of like falling over. And yeah, we listened to this earlier. It has a ton of features. I'm pretty sure I heard Slow Tie do a feature on there. I recognize his voice.
Oh.
So I don't know if Mura sings himself. Maybe he does, but I think he's mostly kind of like a production guy doing all the beats and stuff.
It does have a lot of that kind of talking over music stuff, like storytelling. And
Yeah.
this one is not quite as spirited as the new one. This has been like, dialed down. It's a little more serious, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say it's a little less electronic. Oh, it has some features on here right here. Clairo's on it.
Oh.
Tirza, Ellie Roswell from Wolf Alice. So pretty cool.
Okay. Now we got another reissue of the MC5 Kick Out the Jams on colored vinyl, $22.95. Do we know what color that is?
Yes,
Classic.
we do. Red, white, and blue.
Beautiful.
Splatter.
All
Awesome.
right, love it. Okay, now we got Stevie Nicks Belladonna on gold vinyl, $22.95. Her first solo record.
Nice. I think these were both part of Rhino's Start Your Ear Off Right
Oh, okay.
series. There's going to be a few more. I think the Devos were too, actually.
Okay, here's another one we kind of disagree about a little bit. This is of Montreal. You Are Fun on red vinyl for $20.95. Now, I don't know what you see in this cast because I don't like the guy's vocal. I think that their lyrics are so sophomoric and they're so repetitive, and it's just not my cup of tea. I don't get it.
Well, I definitely will say Alpha Montreal are not what they were in their heyday, but this was still pretty good.
Was there
their
one?
their early stuff. What's it called? Satanic Panic in the Attic or whatever, and the one after. Their old stuff's really good. But if you don't like his voice, I could see that. It's a little. It's a bit much.
Okay, now we've got, this is a big release this week. This is Pine Grove Marigold. You can get it on the yellow vinyl for $19.95 and the regular black vinyl for $19.95, so why wouldn't you get the yellow?
Yeah,
this is like, the post Me Too problems
Oh, yeah.
that
I was
were
wondering if you were gonna
experienced.
bring that up.
Well, it's like, it's a fact, right?
It is, yeah. He kind
what's
of
his-
dodged that bullet there.
Well, you know what? No, here's the thing. What's the guy's name? It's Evan Stevens Hall. That's the guy's name, who is like kind of the main guy in Pine Grove. And he had an incident. But you know what? I always appreciate anybody that owns it and apologizes and goes into therapy to, correct their whatever they're doing. You know what I mean? So everybody deserves a second chance if it's sincere, I would
Yeah.
say. So
And his wasn't as bad as a lot of the others. I don't
Correct.
think he did any like physical
It was-
of thing. It was kind of more just flirting with his fans kind of thing.
not really
being
though.
a little
No,
too
there's
pushy.
there's a woman in particular that I guess was actually with someone at the time she came into contact with him. He in his head had the wrong idea that it was actually something serious, and it really wasn't. So that was he owns it though, and
He definitely handled it better.
yes,
than a lot
he
of
knows
other
that he made a
musicians.
big mistake. Yeah. So anyway, there
Check
you
it
go.
out.
New
No,
Pine
there's a
Grove.
cassette too. I forgot to bring
Yes,
that
there
out,
is,
but
and the cassette is $8.99.
And it's yellow.
I guess he's saying that this is heart first, kind of. That's the message for him. It's very heart first. Okay.
cool. All right, I'll have to check it out.
All right. Now, great. We got the reissue of the Replacements. Don't Tell a Soul. Clear vinyl, $22.95. Love this band. They're just awesome. And we also have the reissue of Pleased to Meet Me on blue vinyl for $22.95, which
These are
is
two of their best
fantastic
ones, too,
records.
right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, now we have the soundtrack, Ford v Ferrari. I guess it's versus, right? On clear vinyl, $17.95. I didn't see this movie. Did you?
No, this is probably that one that they're both nominated for. I didn't know what they were nominated for. But
Well,
I think
who's
this was
on
it.
there? Who's the music?
We got the Sonics, Nina Simone, Buck Owens, Birds. Really random
Wow,
mix.
it
All
is.
very old school, but
Okay.
all sorts of genres on here.
Okay.
Check it out. It's supposed to be a great movie. So
Now we got a 10-inch from KT Tunstall, Golden State. This is $14.95. It seems like she hasn't had anything out in a very, very long time.
yeah, glad she's still doing it.
Yeah, well,
That's good.
she's
I
got a
like
good
her.
voice.
Yeah.
Uncle Tupelo, Anodyne, clear vinyl, $23.95.
And this is a reissue. Oh, it's another Rhino one.
Yeah, okay, so that Start Your Ear Off Right stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, now we have Dwight Yoakam, Blame the Vein. This is on blue and white vinyl, $20.95.
Nice, and that's a new album.
I don't think that looks new. I think that looks like a reissue to me. Is it?
Sure,
Is it new?
I think it's new.
I thought he was like bald now. I see like kind of hair under that.
Maybe he got some
See,
Bosley going
well, maybe,
on.
or maybe
something, I
they're
don't know.
using an old photo. I don't know because.
Well, he's got a hat on, so.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, okay. Oh, and this is a reissue. I think there's like actually 3 Warren Zevon issues this week, but this is the one that we've got handy here, and this is Excitable Boy. That was his first. No, was it his
Funny
first?
name.
Well, red vinyl, $23.95. That's a great record. You know, gotta love Warren Zevon. The guy was what did he have? Cirrhosis of the liver. He knew he was
Oh,
dying,
geez, what?
and he used to go on Letterman all balls out. You know, didn't care. Was just kind of like still himself. And
my God.
oh yeah,
I didn't know all that.
there's some really good songs on there. Lawyers,
got
Guns,
Werewolves
and
of
Money.
London,
So
right?
good.
Yeah.
And that's got Werewolves of London on it too,
Classic.
which was his big hit. Okay,
Alright.
so now let's just kind of wrap this up. I want to let you guys know that anybody who's local, I think our guy that we've had do some sit in for you occasionally, Pador, he's got a
Jake,
gig
yeah.
tonight, right? I think it's sold out though, but I'm pretty sure he's got something going on this.
Isn't it tomorrow?
No, I think it's tonight.
Not sure, but.
Sorry, Jake. I mean, we should have kind of fact checked there.
I know, well, the thing's right there. I can't see the time.
Okay. Well,
Check it out.
Yes.
If you know who he is.
and we also
Look up
have
his social
there's
media.
here locally there's a thing called Pearl Hour over at Lighthouse Avenue, and it's going to be featuring our own Alex Ramirez. This is art show featuring Alex Ramirez, Valerie Guardiola, and Corinne Hillstorm, and it's from 5 till 9 on Sunday. And Alex is like one of his hats he wears. He's a photographer, and he's going to have prints that you can buy, badges, and it's like really worth going out to check out his work. He's got a really good eye, and so if you're wanting something to do on Sunday, that is a great thing to do. Other than that, I think Tommy Peeper's over there at Juice and Java tonight probably starts at 7. It's one of those open mic kind of situations, and it's fun.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah.
No matter what week you go.
So other than that,
Not much any shows.
Oh.
There's a bunch of shows that just got announced. Early beginning of the year. That's when Catalyst and all those venues they drop all their shows. Duster's playing at the end of February.
Okay.
And George Clanton just announced he's going on tour with The Garden, which is crazy combo. So I'm gonna go to that. There's one in Felton, Lorain's favorite.
oh yeah. No, I don't like the place, but Duran Jones is going to be. Those tickets went on sale today. Actually, it's
Oh, really?
Duran Jones and opening Daisy, which is like they're not signed, but boy are they good. So that's going to be a
We'll have to
great
try and go
show.
to that one.
And I guess while I'm at it, I might as well throw it out there once again. If anybody has an extra or a ticket they're going to sell to Sinead O'Connor at the Rio in February, I just want a gold circle ticket. I need one. So if you or anybody you know has one that they want to sell or something, please get a hold of me here at the store. Okay, other than that, have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you so much.